All right, as I was saying, the next presentations are presentations that have to do with the TESOL professional councils. Now, the reason, I mean, maybe you're just wondering why the affiliate network wants to have presentations from the TESOL professional councils. Now, as the ANPC is one of the professional councils that deals with the affiliate network, affiliate relations, teacher associations around the world, there are several, actually 7 more TESOL professional councils that deal with different other aspects of professional interest within the TESOL association. So for that, we've taken the liberty of asking the professional councils of TESOL to come and join us today, just to give a brief presentation of maximum of 10 minutes, so that all of you can be involved and to know what these professional councils do, if they need members, if it's part of your expertise, if you would like to join, or if that's just information that may be helpful for some of you. So we have 5 that are going to be presenting today. So we'll start with the Awards Professional Council, the Conferences Professional Council, the Membership Professional Council, which is the newest professional council of TESOL, the Professional Development Professional Council, and the Research Professional Council, and last, Standards Professional Council. Right, so I would like to ask Claire if she's ready to start, and I will stop sharing my screen. Claire Siskin is the Awards Professional Council Chair.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Oh, are you ready for me to start?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Sorry if I wasn't there right when you wanted me to be. Share. Okay, greetings from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. First of all, I wanted to thank Georgios because he gave me a template for this and it saved me hours of work. And I really appreciate this. I wanted to start with my personal opinion, and that is that a lot of people in TESOL really don't feel very appreciated. Would you all agree with that? They feel underpaid, marginalized, unrecognized, maybe demoralized. And I think that awards are one way that we can kind of make up for this, because when people get awards, they get cash, they get a conference fee paid sometimes, they get professional development, and they get appreciation. I got an award one time and it gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling to know that my colleagues had taken the trouble to submit the application. And I think that these are all good things. Okay, so our purpose is to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of individuals who've made exceptional contributions, to offer opportunities for educators to participate in programs, and also we coordinate, the important thing we do is we coordinate the review and selection of the application of all the different awards. So I'm going to go over what some of the awards are. There are travel grants, okay, the Betty Azar, the Alfred Marquardt Award, the Merrill Gusseri Award, University of Pittsburgh Travel Award, awards for international participation, and then there are scholarships, the Ruth Crimes TESOL Academies Fellowships, the Leadership Mentoring Program, and the award for an outstanding paper of non-native speaker issues. Then there are also awards for excellence in service. There's the Teacher of the Year Award, which is relatively new. There's an award for distinguished research, the Scott Enright TESOL Intersection Service Award, the Mary Finicchiaro Award for materials, the Ron Chang Lee Award for Excellence in Classroom Technology, the Ruth Crimes TESOL Fellowship for Graduate Study. Of special interest to this group is the TESOL Virginia French Allen Award. That is an award for somebody who gives outstanding service to affiliates. And so if you from your affiliate can nominate somebody somebody. The person, so if there is somebody in your affiliate who is working very hard, this person does not necessarily have to be a member of International TESOL. As you know, many of our members join the affiliates and for whatever reason do not join International TESOL. So if they've given a lot of service, if they're a member of the affiliate and they've given a lot of service, they can still be eligible for that award. And then a very prestigious award is the James E. Elatus Award for Service to TESOL. So those are some of the awards. If you want a lot of detailed information for what each person receives and for what the criteria, each award has specific criteria. The easiest way is to go to the TESOL homepage, go to the Enhance Your Career tab, and click on TESOL Awards, Honors and Grants. So that's the easiest way to get there. And you can find all kinds of information on the different awards. Okay, now the Awards Professional Council has very specific laid out duties and responsibilities. We have to recruit volunteers to review applications, and we need a lot of volunteers for that. I think it's a nice way for people to get involved in TESOL if they don't already consider themselves a leader. We also serve as award reviewers. If there's ever a tie vote, then we serve as a tiebreaker for that award. We assess and administer the award review process. We want the process to be as fair as possible, so we've established rubrics for each award, and we're always reviewing those and hoping to improve them. We provide guidance on the criteria and adjudication. We develop the whole process for reviewing and revision, and the fun thing that we do is that at the annual conference, we get to give out the awards, and we get to meet the award recipients, and that to me is the fun part of it. Okay, those are our formal duties, but in addition, we're always looking for other ways to improve the process. Right now, we're working on orientation for reviewers with frequently asked questions and video. We're providing documentation for various awards. One thing I've been working on this year is gathering background information for the persons for whom the awards are named. Many of these people are now deceased, and the people on the committee even don't know who was Scott Enright, who was Ruth Crimes, and many of these people are gone, but I think it's nice if we know more about them. So it's a way of honoring them. Okay, we communicate in various ways. Georgios, you see how I'm following your template? It's great. Okay, throughout the year, we have quarterly conference calls on Zoom. We do a lot of email. We use the MyTESOL community, and we also have an online reviewing system. Okay, we need a lot of reviewers. We encourage all of you to apply, okay? It basically is TESOL.org/reviewer, or you can go to the awards page and there's a link. And the deadline for getting applications for TESOL award reviewers is September 15th of this year. So I encourage all of you to serve as reviewers. Also, when we select the council members for the next year, that's one of the criteria we use. We like to have members who have been reviewers, so they're already familiar with the process that we're using. Okay, here are the current members: Moises Alcantara, Elena Andre, hope I pronounced everybody's name correctly, Heather Bolt, Stephanie Burns, Kian Du. We have a lot of members because we have a lot of work. Sarah Hadfield, Faris Karim, Jennifer Kern, Ju Seong Lee, Ryan Miller, Ho Ryong Park, Sarah Saar, Beth Trudell, Jennifer Euler, Emilia Slatkovska. Okay, so we have 15 active members of the council. I'm the chair this year. Ahu Moser will be the oncoming chair. Notice my hair there. This is my coronavirus hair, okay? Can't go to a beauty salon in the States, but that's okay. That's what I usually look like. Okay, in addition, we have a TESOL staff partner, and that's Nancy Flores, and she works tirelessly for our group. We couldn't do it without her. She does so much work for us. Our board liaison is very capable, has done a very capable job of keeping us informed about what the board of directors is doing. That's Kathy Lobo, and she sends our concerns to the board and passes information along. So that's basically us. I think I didn't take 10 minutes. I wanted to leave some time for questions. I did take 10 minutes. Okay.
If somebody has any questions, you can address them. I have to say, I've been a reviewer for how many, 3-4 years now. It's a very, very interesting process.
I
and it's
really
very
appreciate
rewarding.
it.
Very rewarding,
Yeah, we have to
especially
have reviews.
when you see the people that, you know, maybe you went through their application and they actually, you see them at the convention receiving an award or everything.
Yeah.
That's really rewarding.
I found that to be very gratifying. That's the part that I enjoy the most, is going to the conference. Of course, this year we couldn't go, but normally going to the conference and actually meeting the people who won the awards.
Glenda, I
That's
think, is asking a question about requirements. So I
okay.
think each award has different requirements, right? Or grant.
Yes, and if you go to that website, it's all spelled out.
I posted it
Yeah.
on the chat.
Yeah, yeah. Each one has a different cash award. Not all of them have a cash award. Some of them just have most of them have at least a complimentary TESOL conference fee waiver. For example, when I got an award, I didn't get any money, but I got a free registration to TESOL, which of course is worth quite a bit. But I think also it's the recognition. I myself once got a promotion in my job because of having received an award, and other people have told me the same thing.
Wow.
It's something that you can put on your CV, you know, and it's a nice thing. Even if you didn't get any money or any conference travel, it's a nice thing to have, I think. It makes us feel good. It gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So I have
Thanks,
to
Claire. It was
unshare.
very, very rewarding to see you, and thank you for sharing all this information.
Okay.
We'll be sharing your information later on my TESOL. So thank you.
Okay. Well, thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. It was very, very informative. Thank you. Right. The next professional council that we're going to be hearing from is a very popular professional council these days. It's the Conferences Professional Council. And I'm really delighted to have Rana Khan, the CPC chair, and Arlene Costello, the CPC incoming chair, present for us today. Rana?
Okay, thank you, George. Can you all see your screen?
Yeah.
Okay. First, I would like to thank George and the ANPC for letting us come here on this forum and share our experiences, because definitely it's going to generate a lot of interest, and this is our purpose also. So thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. So I'm Rana Khan, and I'm the Conferences Professional Council Chair. I'm here today with my colleague, Dr. Arlene Castillo, who is the incoming chair for 2021. And we are going to be talking about our council, what exactly we do throughout the year to give you a vibrant convention program. So let me first share with you the purpose and mission of our council. CPC, or the Conferences Professional Council, oversees all the aspects of the TESOL convention program and events. The Conferences Professional Council ensures that the content and the program of the TESOL Annual Convention are focused on current issues. It also ensures that the program is responsive to the diverse needs of members and the TESOL field. CPC makes sure that the program is also aligned with the strategic direction of the association. And the CPC achieves this purpose by collaborating with TESOL staff and the board of directors, providing advice and guidance as needed. First, let me tell you about the membership and the terms of service. So the CPC consists of a minimum of 6 members and a maximum of 8 members, in addition to the board liaison and a staff partner, who are our connection to the board and TESOL central office. The CPC chair is basically nominated by the executive director through an application process from among the current members of the council for a period of 2 years. So the first year is as the chair-elect, and the second year is as a council chair. The other members of the CPC are also elected through an application process by the executive committee, and the process is based on education, professional training, and relevant experience to the council. The members are appointed for a period of 2 years, and at every annual convention, half of the members of the CPC, they rotate off to let other people come in. The council membership reflects the widest range of professional expertise and experience, with special attention which is paid to diverse geographical and cultural representation. Some of the duties and responsibilities of CPC. So CPC collaborates with the TESOL International Association staff on advising them on the program content. We also develop a framework on themes, tracks, and topics for the annual convention. One of the important roles and responsibilities of CPC is to provide unique and outstanding keynote speakers and invited speaker sessions. Additionally, CPC develops the call for proposals and the proposal review process and create a vibrant convention program with the help of strands. And CPC also collaborates with other professional councils to meet the needs of the English language teaching community. Now, in order to give you a clearer idea of what we do the whole year, I try to put this whole thing into a timeline so we can make this very clear. So we can divide our roles and responsibilities into three main categories. The first one is reviewing and building the education process. This is one of the most important responsibilities that CPC has. So the chair-elect takes on her role and starts building the education process with the rest of the CPC team. We write the call for proposals, call for reviewers, and the tentative pre-convention timeline, that is the period from January to March, is also very important because in January we hand over the call for proposals and reviewers to the TESOL central office so that they can build it into the abstract management system. From January, we start appointing new strand coordinators and the assistant strand coordinators who are an indispensable part of CPC. We review general training and training videos for proposal reviewers. We also invite nominations for the chair-elect for the coming year. It's also an important part of our roles to invite suggestions from the CPC for keynote and invited speakers and communicate with them. So CPC chair is the main point of communication with these people. From the period of April to July is spent in overseeing the entire review process, because this is the time when the reviewers are reviewing the proposals. So we oversee the submission of reviewer applications. We work with the strand coordinators and the assistant strand coordinators on delivering general and strand specific reviewer training. We also coordinate and oversee the review process with the help of strand coordinators and the TESOL central office. And last but not the least, one of the important duties that we have is to assign and help the TESOL central office in scheduling presentations for the convention program. So from July to August, we coordinate assignment of proposals to the strands. And if there are some proposals that are submitted to a wrong strand or to a sensitive topic, the CPC reviews it as a team and we make decisions on that. The period from September to November is the time when we help the TESOL central office in scheduling presentations for the convention program. So now I would like to invite my colleague Arlene to talk and tell you more about the membership of CPC, the dynamic team of CPC, and also about the strands who are an indispensable part of CPC, without which we cannot actually give you this vibrant convention program. Over to you, Arlene.
Hi, thank you, Rana, and thank you all. I'm glad to meet you all and develop our colleague relationships. Thank you. So strands are very important areas of our convention program. As you see in the convention, there are different strands which are topic or content area, and that determines the convention, the layout of our program book as well. And the proposals in all strands address relevant areas and content areas of TESOL. Next strand, please, Rona. And these are the different strands that are featured in our 2021 convention in Houston. And as you see, this has just been implemented for 2 years now, and it's really working well. Thank you, Rona. Next one. So as you see, the strand coordinators and the assistant strand coordinators are very busy, and these are just part of their duties. And they're very busy right now reviewing the applications and reviewing the proposals and assigning them. And of course, that is with working collaboratively with our staff. Thank you, Rana. Next slide, please.
Just a minute. Yeah. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It moved.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So we're very busy in communicating with our strength coordinators. We have monthly conference calls. We have email communications, and we have established a shared Google Docs and shared Gmail as well, so that they can go to those documents and review them, because it's very hard to find those documents email. Thank you, Rana. Next one.
I don't know, this is, yeah.
And of course, Rana played a big role in our conference this time, and I am following her footsteps, and she's mentoring me for the next conference. And she's very busy in putting together our handbook and our guide to be placed in the policy handbook of the association. Next one, thank you. And that's me, of course. And now I am following her footsteps and really looking at the different documents and preparing for the next conference in 2022. I am serving as president of Sunshine State TESOL as well. And we love our members. Go ahead, next one. We love the members of our committee and of our council, and we will miss them in 2021. Laura Jacob is from Texas Consortium. Jack Hardy is from Atlanta, and he was co-chair of the TESOL convention last year. And Ann Edgar is from the College of City University of New York, and of course, to be accepted in the CPC, they have been involved in different areas of TESOL. Next one. And these are our new members, and Maribel Marrero is, Marrero Colon is a native Spanish speaker from New York, and she works at the Center for Applied Linguistics in DC and is a PD specialist. Mamiko Nakata is from Tokyo, Japan, and we have challenges in meeting times. Lavette Coney is an African-American from Roxbury, Massachusetts, and she works as an ELL co-chair in the K-12 system. And Maria Ramirez is from Ecuador, and she coordinates the master's degree program of Casa Grande in Ecuador. And Brock Brady, of course, was our past president and also a president-elect of International TESOL and serves in the Peace Corps Volunteers. And they will be with us until 2022. Next one. And of course, we appreciate the guidance of our staff partner and board liaison. They have been the rock of our committee, of our council. Lisa, of course, need no introduction. And Grazia is, of course, our board liaison, and she helps us a lot in guiding the direction of the conference and the convention. To wrap up our presentation, thank you so much for giving us the time to explain what we do. We're a very busy committee, very busy council, and we act as volunteers, and we work hard to carry out the TESOL's mission, which is to bring you a vibrant and quality convention where the world comes together to learn and connect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. These are our emails, and we don't have time for questions, but thank you so much. And we hope we have been able to do justice to our council. I mean, we really work very hard, and we hope we are able to give you a successful program next year. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can post them in the chat, and then Rana and Arlene may answer during the presentations. Great.
So
thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Our next council going to be the members of the council, and we have Nikki Araf with us, and she's the chair of this council, which I think is the newest one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is. Thank you. I'm going to also do a share screen here. I just have a few slides because we are a new council, so we have just gotten started. So can people see my slides there? Yes, okay.
Sure. Yes.
So, yeah, great, thank you. So the Membership Professional Council was just established this year, earlier in the spring, and we had our first meeting on May 28th. So really, we've only been functioning for a little less than 2 months. We have we can have up to 12 members. We currently have 9 members. So we will be having a call for new members to join us later in the fall. And to be a member of the Membership Professional Council, you need to have been a member of TESOL International for at least 3 years, and also to have a broad knowledge of the association. So how is it structured, the different kinds of programs and resources that TESOL offers, what are the different communities of practice in our organization, have a broad range of knowledge about the association. Our staff liaison is Juliet Mason, who is the new membership director at TESOL International, and Joe McVeigh is our board of directors liaison. So as I said, we will be recruiting 3 new members for the fall, so be on the lookout for that call, and we hope some of you will apply. So our charge, we have 4 or 5 primary activities here. So one is to welcome and engage with new members and first-time attendees at the TESOL annual convention or other TESOL events. And so during this virtual convention, some of the members of the Professional Council were staffing the TESOL central booth in the exhibit hall during some designated times. So we were there if people had questions that we could interact with them in the chat. When we have a face-to-face convention, we will be participating in any kind of new member orientations to meet with new members again and answer questions, help them to feel welcome, and also to know more about how they can get involved. A big task that we will be working on is to provide support and give input on the development of a new member mentor program. And the idea here is that when someone joins the association as a new member, they will be matched with an established, existing, experienced member who will be able to communicate with them and welcome them to the association to learn about their teaching context, what are their interests, and to be able to direct them to the programs and resources and the communities within TESOL where they can connect and meet other people who share their same interests and develop their professional knowledge. And also another role of the member is to help the new member to get involved with some of the things that we've already been talking about, maybe being a conference reviewer or being an awards reviewer, joining an interest section or a professional learning network and becoming a leader in those groups, or just even, accessing all the resources that we have, like the webinars and the resource database that TESOL offers. So this is a big project that we will be developing, and I'll talk a little bit more where we are with that on the next slide. Also, we will be investigating different kinds of partnerships that TESOL might form with affiliates, with communities of practice and other educational organizations and institutions in order to develop like joint partnerships or joint activities. We will also be giving support to staff as they review TESOL's membership model. So, that we have different categories of membership, like professional category, global category, student category. So we will be providing input to TESOL on the membership model and the different benefits assigned to the different categories of membership. Looking at the plans that TESOL International has for recruitment and retention campaigns, and also contributing to surveys about member satisfaction and engagement. As we continue with our work and we are interacting with members, established members and new members, we will be able to then recommend different programs and activities to TESOL International to enhance the membership experience. And finally, we will be reviewing and assisting with conducting, targeting, analyzing, and reporting on the different surveys that TESOL administers to membership about their member satisfaction and engagement with TESOL programs. So we have met twice as a whole group this year, and we have divided into 2 working groups. So the first is on member engagement. And what we have been doing in the member engagement working group is interacting with new members on mytesol.org. So as you know, there is the forum that's MyTESOL Lounge, and that's pretty open. There's thousands of members on that forum. And sometimes new members post on there and say, hi, you know, I'm a new member from Peru. And so we want to make sure that somebody responds to that person, you know, and welcomes them and asks them if, you know, if they have questions or what kind of context they work in, so we can be guiding them towards resources that may be of interest to them. So we didn't realize, we started doing that this week. We didn't realize that there were like 2,000 people that joined this week. So we've been having a lot of messages there. As I mentioned about the new member mentor program, so we are working on developing a pilot of that program. So basically that's going to be a small scale version of the new member mentor program. So we are drafting a call for mentors, and we're going to be during the pilot, we're going to be targeting people who have been leaders within the TESOL International Association, and then inviting some new members during a particular time frame if they would like to have a mentor, that we could connect them with a mentor. And after we get we are able to get some mentors, we will be creating a new mentor orientation that talks about you know, mentorship in general. What is the relationship between a mentor and a mentee, and then what are the specific responsibilities of the mentor? So we are then in the stages of developing this new member mentor pilot program, which we, after a few months, will be able to scale it up for the whole organization. The other working group is on models and partnerships. So as I said, that group is looking at how we can work with other organizations through joint activities or joint memberships. We've been looking at affiliates. So if you as an affiliate are interested in creating some sort of joint membership with TESOL International, so for example, a person could join your group and TESOL International at the same time. I'll have my email on the next slide, and you know, please let us know if you think that's something that would work with your affiliate. And we're also looking at other kinds of organizations. So for example, math teacher associations or science teacher associations, because you know, all teachers in the US are working with English language learners, and many people in other countries are also teaching through the medium of English. So there are many teachers, not just English teachers, who need to work with English language learners. So we're also looking at different organizations that we might partner with that aren't only just English language teacher associations. And then all of our members are involved with, as I said, staffing the TESOL Central booth at the virtual convention. And in the coming weeks, TESOL is going to be adding or revising some of the demographic information that they ask on the application for membership. And so we're going to be discussing with TESOL, you know, what kinds of demographic information they need to collect from new members. So, you know, it's going to be interesting, because, you know, the information they might want about members in the United States could be different than what they need about members in other countries. But as we know, TESOL wants to be more diversified, and also to address the needs of members all around the world. So it's going to be a good discussion to see what kind of information we're able to collect through the application process. So those are the 3 slides that I have, and here is my contact information. So I welcome any questions. Let me see if there's anything in the chat. If there are any questions about what we're doing on the Membership Professional Council, or if any of you would like to share, if you have a membership director or if you have a membership council in your affiliate and what that group is doing.
Great, thank you so much, Nikki. It was very informative, and I'm certain you'll have lots of mentors from these groups. There's lots of leaders in this group. Thank you so much for your presentation, and we'll see you again, of course, on Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday. Yes.
Thank you so much. Great. Our next professional council is the Professional Development Professional Council, and Rachel Kraut, the PDPC chair, is with us today. Rachel?
All right. Good morning from Houston, Texas. I'm here to talk with you guys about the Professional Development Professional Council this morning. Let me get this in slideshow mode. There we go. Okay, so I'm excited to share with you guys about the Professional Development Professional Council because Well, a few reasons. The first one being that we commonly need at least a handful of new members every year as people rotate off and things like that. But then also professional development is an area that as TESOL professionals, most of us have experience doing this, whether it's being involved with the conferences and workshops that your affiliates put on, or just in your day-to-day life as a teacher or an educational administrator. We're all in some way generally involved in professional development. So I'll walk you through our purpose, specific duties, and then examples of some of our typical projects and then some special projects we've had this year. So the purpose of the PDPC is to assist TESOL International in identifying professional development needs. We do that by watching current trends in our field, if it's through local conferences put on by affiliates, if it's through getting involved in the literature, you know, getting into TESOL Quarterly and other journals like that. Excuse me, the news, lots of different areas we pull in for that. But we also take a look at feedback from membership surveys. You know, what do you see as current needs for your professional lives as a member of TESOL? Here are some of our specific duties for members on the PDPC. We expand the variety and reach of professional learning opportunities. We have started this year to liaise a little bit with the Research Council. We've only met once to talk about things, but this is something that I hope we can continue through the year, and you know, maybe the chair after me can keep working on this, but to make sure that relevant research is incorporated into TESOL's professional learning. We hope to promote a positive member experience at all TESOL professional learning offerings, whether it's the annual conference, symposia, or academies that generally go on outside of the US, and any online events like webinars or the, I'm sorry, I'm blanking, Electronic Village Online, things like that. We work to expand TESOL's capacity for members to participate in professional learning opportunities, whether it's trying to seek out if it's possible for funds to be available or being able to offer things for free. How can we do that to make them accessible to a larger audience? And then we also recommend specific programs, oversee their implementation, evaluate effectiveness of the programs, and then provide general feedback from those evaluations to TESOL International. So we fit into, in my opinion, the three main outcomes of TESOL's strategic plan. So in terms of global presence and connectivity, you know, we're bringing members of TESOL and non-members together through the professional development offerings that TESOL puts together. We obviously contribute to knowledge and expertise in the field. And then I like to think we're kind of a way for the voice of members to come in and influence the offerings that TESOL has online and face-to-face, because we do pay attention to membership feedback and membership surveys about current professional development needs. So here are 4 examples of our big general tasks that we do. We review TESOL International's professional development courses and also certificate programs. We review both the format of those, so like the structure within Oboverse if they're online, but also the content. We do content reviews of new courses too, and of courses that have been running for a while, just to make sure they're still current. We recommend speakers for presenters at the convention, but also for virtual seminars. We report on current trends, and then we take on other tasks from TESOL staff as needed. We work a lot with Heidi, who is, forgive me, I forget her exact title, but she's the director of learning and research, I believe, for TESOL International, something akin to that. Here's an idea of our work timeline. Generally in January and February, we get together, existing members, new members, to review the council's manual and charter and self-study courses that are online. And then we have a face-to-face meeting, usually, in March at the convention, but this year we had to meet virtually for obvious reasons. And then we spend the summer going into some in-depth analysis of course and certificate evaluations so that we can kind of pull reports together to pass on to TESOL International's and learning department and then make recommendations. And then in the fall is when we solicit for new members, so keep an eye out for that. Some specific special projects we've been involved in this past year is that, you know, a large part of what we do is reviewing courses that are offered by TESOL International. And we realized that, you know, kind of the existing measures that were available to us to evaluate those offerings, it was not one size fit all. We needed to kind of tailor evaluation rubrics specific to self-study courses, specific to facilitated online courses or certificate programs. So we worked on that towards the beginning of this year. We also were asked by Heidi to do some research into existing options and different formats for online practicum courses. So we had a working group that worked on this. We had another working group that was asked to review the structure of 2 new online TESOL courses, which are the 6 principles and then fundamentals of TESOL. We've actually just been asked at the end of this past week to review 2 more new courses. So while we do have some work that is fairly scheduled, as you saw on the timeline, we have a lot of stuff that just pops up too over the year. And so we always form special ad hoc working groups as needed. We have 12 wonderful members on our council that I'll introduce you to real quick. So we have Amy Pascuzzi, Letty Banks, Mubarak Akadar, Allison Rainville, Gina Bennett, Abdul Samad Humaydan, I hope I pronounced his last name correctly, Hind Elias, Sadly Stocks, Beth Evans, and Saihua Shia. I'm our current chair. My name is Rachel Kraut. If you are interested in possibly becoming a member and then chair of the PDPC, here's an idea of what the incoming chair and the chair do. Like most professional councils, it's a 2-year commitment. And I've actually been on the council for, I think, 4 years, and that's not normal. It's now a 2-year term, but when I first came on in 2016, we were still at 3-year terms. So I've been around for a while.
Rachel, sorry to interrupt. We just have 1 minute to wrap up. Sorry. Just 1 more minute to wrap up.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Sorry.
Then I'll skip over duties very quickly. I'll introduce you to our staff partner is Elizabeth Adler. She's fabulous. She pulls together things for us, organizes our meetings, sends us things to evaluate. And our board liaison is Deborah Suarez. So generally we communicate normally at the annual convention, but also we meet a lot over Zoom as quarterly and then just kind of as needed as those special projects popped up that I mentioned. And a lot is done over email and through the libraries on my TESOL. Okay, hopefully that was done in a minute. So if you have any questions or you're interested in membership, here's my contact information, rachel.kraut@rice.edu. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful. Lots of opportunities there for new members. Great. Our next professional council is the Research Professional Council, RPC. And Lillian Wong and Scott Douglas. Lillian is the RPC chair and Scott is the chair-elect. He would like to join us.
Yes.
Hey, Scott. Hi, Lillian.
Hi. Thank you. Scott, are you going to share the PowerPoint?
Sure. I'll share the PowerPoint for everyone.
Thank you.
No worries.
Yes. So I'm Lillian. Hello from Hong Kong. It's in the morning here, nearly 1 a.m. So, but I'm so excited to be here to talk to all of you, to meet all of you. So Scott is the incoming chair of the RPC, Research Professional Council. So let's go to the next slide, please, Scott.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. And yeah, thank you very much, Lillian, for the introduction. We're both very excited to be here. I think it's midnight in Hong Kong and 9 a.m. in British Columbia, but it's great that we can all be here online. So we're going to talk about the Research Professional Council a little bit and what we do. But basically, we're overseeing and promoting sort of the research endeavors that are related to our field. and we're supporting the strategic plan.
Right. So in terms of the membership, we really have a wide range of researchers, and they have different research interests. And we also have a mix of experienced and novice researchers, and they are interested in really diverse areas of investigations and also research approaches. So in a moment, we're going to introduce them to you, and you will see that they really come from different areas around the world.
Yeah, that's right. We're from all over the world, and we come to the RPC together. And our terms of service, basically, if you join us, there's a 1-year commitment, but it can be renewed up to 3 years. And we have between 8 and 12 members, plus our staff partner and our board liaison.
Okay, so we've already introduced ourselves, Lillian and Scott. And so our board liaison, Anna, and also our staff partner is Heidi, who is also serving the other professional development professional council. So she has been very busy. And we work actually very closely together.
Yes, yeah, she's wonderful. And so these are some of our first-year members, as you can see. So as we mentioned, they're folks from all over the world. And our first-year members, Lily and I work hard on sort of introducing them to the council and getting them involved in various tasks, which we'll talk about soon.
Yes, and you can see that we have the second-year members and also the third-year members. In total, at the moment, we have 11 members. And when we find time to meet, actually, it's really all around the world: Australia, Canada, US, Hong Kong, Egypt, London, US, so all around the world. So it's quite difficult to find a common time to meet.
So
but
if you like
we have met 4 times already so far.
If you like early mornings, then this is if you live in the West Coast, it's a good one to join. So what do we do? So we'll go into this in detail in a moment, but we're very much involved in trying to identify priority areas for research, as well as communicate various research findings to the membership of TESOL. And we're trying to get teachers and researchers talking to one another, and we're trying to work at building expertise in the field of research and mentoring new people who come to this sort of world of research.
Right, so we have 3 key goals, and they actually are aligned with the TESOL strategic plan. So the 3 goals are supporting novice researchers, promoting collaborations. Just now, the professional development council also mentioned that we have talked with each other. So, and we hope to continue that collaboration and have further talk with each other. And so we also disseminate using different ways to disseminate existing research to the members. And another main goal is to identify and communicate new research trends and needs to the members.
Yeah, and so some of the ways that we're supporting our novice researchers, one of the main tasks of the Research Professional Council is reviewing the TESOL research mini grants. And so every year, folks can apply for a small grant, and then they can actually then present their research at an upcoming conference at a TESOL research fair. Some of the past topics that have been funded by the TESOL research mini grants include things like translanguaging, self-regulation, culturally responsive teaching, and technology. These grants, they're tied into the TESOL research agenda. We also, every year at convention, we have a research mentoring workshop. That's a pre-convention workshop. And throughout the year, there's a variety of formal and informal webinars.
further work to support the promotion of research collaborations and disseminate existing research to practitioners through the various means that we show on the slides, mainly the research e-group. So we hope that you will subscribe to that e-group so that you will receive news from us and also important research information. And we also have a blog series. So some recent ones are talking about like doing research narratives. So to have mini grant researchers and also other researchers to talk about their research stories. And we also just now, Scott mentioned about the research agenda. So at the convention, we also have the research agenda fair. So that is actually the opportunity for the mini grant winners to present, and also we'll have other researchers to participate in the discussion with the mini grant winners and all the participants. And we also have a colloquium with partners to present at the convention.
Exactly. And then other things that we do is we're communicating new research trends and needs in the field. I'll keep it brief because I saw a private message from Georgios that we have a couple of minutes left. But basically, once again, we're trying to promote the TESOL research agenda. And so I'll hand the floor over to Lillian to chat a bit about that research agenda.
Right. So just very briefly, this is one of the important figures in the research agenda. And you can see the 3 domains on the left-hand side in that figure. And they cover the main change drivers listed on the right-hand side. And there are lots of guided questions to show, areas of research that could stimulate discussion and networking opportunities for people when they talk about research topics. So I really encourage you to refer to this research agenda.
And oh, that's me then. So just to wrap it up, so that was a great job, Lillian. We did it.
Thank you.
So I see in the chat that there are a couple of questions. One question was, do you need to be a member to apply for the TESOL research mini grants? And I believe the answer is yes. Those grants are for TESOL members. I think there might even be a few winners who are in our audience today. And then there was another question about if you want to contribute to the blogs. So the blogs connected to the TESOL research agenda. So if you have a blog that talks about how to do research, or maybe research that's connected to some of the research priorities of TESOL, feel free to send me an email, scott.douglas@ubc.ca. I'm sort of helping organize the blogs. And it looks like that is all the questions. So I'll let Lillian have the last word.
Right, so I encourage you to join us. So look out for the application time, and we welcome you to join the RPC. Thank you.
Thank you
very much. Sorry I had to be the bad guy, but we have a tight schedule. Thank you so much for presenting and telling us about research, which I think is a very, very important aspect of our profession. Thank you so much. Thank you. And our last professional council for the day is the Strands Professional Council. Heather Linville, the SPC chair. Hi, Heather.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm going to share my screen really quickly.
Sure.
Thank you. And all right, I hope that's showing up correctly for everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I am really excited to talk to you about this topic, but also just to have the chance to connect with people around the world who are doing great work for us here in TESOL. So as George just mentioned, my name is Heather Limbill, and I'm the current chair of the Standards Professional Council, and I've listed some other important names there on the screen. We have two incoming chairs, I guess they're currently co-chairs, Colleen Gallagher and Tabitha Kidwell. And then we have our wonderful staff liaisons, Myrna Jacobs and John Mark King. Thank you so much. We couldn't do anything without you all. And our board of directors liaison is Okan Efian, and he has just joined us. So we are super excited about that. I also wanted to put on the screen our current members. I think sometimes when we're talking about professional councils, knowing someone and maybe even knowing someone in your region can be super helpful as you're thinking about resources or the work that you want to do with TESOL. So these are our wonderful current members. I need to look up again how long our terms are. We also were in the situation of having 3-year terms. I think they're shorter now. But in any case, some of our members have been on 1 year, 2 years, or this is their 3rd year. But you can reach out to any of these folks or me or our co-chairs, incoming co-chairs. So just a real quick overview of the Standards Professional Council. Like all of the professional councils, we support TESOL. And we do that by advancing quality and expertise in English language teaching through standards. And standards, another word for standards is guidelines. They're basically benchmarks, what we want to reach in our profession. So we advise TESOL on its strategic direction as related to standards. We review and comment on educational standards, and we raise the visibility and feasibility / practicality of TESOL standards. So we, of course, do this work as related to our strategic plan, TESOL International Strategic Plan. One thing that we are always trying to do with our standards is to serve all of our members and the entire TESOL profession. So the global presence and connectivity, we really strive to have standards that relate to all of the teaching contexts and all of the things that we do as TESOLers anywhere in the globe, and really connecting people around the globe with high quality language instruction. We also try to add to the knowledge and expertise of our field through standards. And in terms of voice and advocacy, I think what we really advocate for in the SPC is high quality TESOL work. So if you're teaching English learners, wherever you're teaching them, we want that teaching to be really high quality. And that's the way that we advocate for our students. We also want our teacher preparation to be very high quality, and really any of those contexts that we are working in. And we hope our standards support that. So I won't read all of these slides to you, but basically we have 3 charges, 3 areas that we work in. One is to oversee the development and maintenance of our TESOL standards. In just a few slides, I'll show you all of the sets of standards that we have, but very recently, the Standards Professional Council has gone through and really looked very closely at each set of standards, trying to make recommendations about do they need to be updated? Do we need to maybe promote them more? Or are they standards that really don't make sense anymore? Things that we can sort of sunset out of existence. So that's our first charge. The second one is to support the strategic direction. I talked a little bit about that with the strategic plan, but really anything that comes up that has to do with standards, we want to do that and support TESOL in that way. And then the third charge is to provide expertise. So if you're sitting at home thinking to yourself, oh, I'm kind of interested in standards, but I don't really have a lot of expertise, or maybe I only know about one set of standards and I've used those, but I really, I don't know everything about standards, that's fine. None of us can be an expert on every set of standards in the world. That would be impossible. But if you do have some knowledge of a particular set of standards, we would love to have you join us. really your expertise, even if not complete expertise, because again, nobody has all of that, your expertise, even in a smaller area, is very valuable to us and very important. And then we do, as a group, we really try to stay up to date on trends that come up with standards. And again, nobody can know everything, but we're a group of, I think about 14, 15 people right now, and we try to stay up to date. So the standards that we have right now, there are 6 sets of standards. You may be familiar with these, but you may not be. And part of our goal as the SPC is to raise awareness of these standards. So we have pre-K through 12 English language proficiency standards. These are for students in grades pre-K through 12, so ages 4, 5 to 18, primary and secondary school English language proficiency standards. These have been used in the US, but also abroad. We have TESOL technology standards. Standards for short-term TESOL, TEFL certificate programs. These are for people who are running those programs or who are, or for you if you're thinking about taking one of those programs. Standards for ESL, EFL teachers of adults. And then also related to adult education is standards for adult education ESL programs. And then finally for teacher education, the TESOL CAPE standards for initial TESOL pre-K through 12 teacher preparation programs. So these are our standards, and I know it can sound overwhelming looking at that list. Generally speaking, whatever professional context you're in, there will be 1 or 2 sets of standards that are related to what you're doing. And we actually, very recently, the Professional Council has been looking at updating our website to make it more user-friendly so that you can figure out what set of standards makes sense for you to be using. So that's the information I have for you for today. I've got more information here. You can look at our website, tesol.org/standards. I would encourage you to take a look. Like I said, we're working on updating that website, but take a look, check back later, see what we've done. And then also, if you have questions or comments, or you just want to join us, we are, oh, sorry about that. We are so happy, and of course I just ruined my screen, so sorry about that. We are more than happy to talk to you. Let me see if I can get that last slide up there again. Sorry, it all worked so perfectly right up until the last moment. Okay. There we go. We've just created this Gmail account so that hopefully that can be an ongoing place that you can contact whoever is the chair. TESOL standards at pc@gmail.com. So thank you very much, Georgios. I really appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't manage a chat and do this. So if there's any questions you want to raise my awareness of, that's great. Otherwise, just very happy to be here.
I don't think there were any questions, but if participants have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat box, and then Heather can maybe, or you can email her at the Gmail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Account. Thank you so much, Heather. Thank you. It was lovely having you here. Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. Thanks very much, everyone. Thank you for staying. I think we have VSJ that would like to wrap up the session, and she would like to offer some information about communities of practice, I believe. VSJ, would you like to share your information with us? She is muted. Let me just. You're muted. Yeah.
Can you see me and hear me? Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. I raised an issue with George when I heard about this session being given, and also there's another session being given on Tuesday with the diversity group, and that is that for all the affiliates, we could certainly build up communities of practice and communities of learning from all that we've gained from now on. The communities of practice could be through looking at our teaching, looking at our administration, our organization, creating materials. Communities of learning could be built up. There are many people who are studying and gaining more academic accolades and certificates and what have you, while they are working as volunteers with their affiliates. And people could come together to share their research, to share their practice. And so I just thought people should start thinking maybe about how they could join a group, just like our friends joined the group for Puerto Rico, and to set up groups, small groups of people who are researching or studying or practicing and doing action research in the various areas, in didactics, in teacher ed, in language, linguistics, and professional development, looking through different lenses and joining together to learn together and to produce more research and help each other. Thanks, George, for this, and let's talk about it again on Tuesday.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks, VSJ. Thank you for highlighting that. I think that by holding these events and actually going over one day, but stretching it out in 3 days of 5 or 6 hours of professional development, and all of us working together, the affiliates, the professional councils, the intersections, members, liaisons, leaders. I think it's a great opportunity for everybody to work together and start, those synergies that are created between all of us. And there's a lot of opportunity around the world, and we saw that with Puerto Rico, and why not to do it again for other types of actions. So we will take 1 minute to prepare for the next session. Our next session is a social event organized by Bessie, and it's what we learned, what we missed during quarantine. So it's a social session, so please be prepared to have some fun. We will start in 1 minute exactly. Thank you.